Alright, I think that's a long enough wait. What's good, everybody? Jenster here, and today we've got something very, very special. Something that I've been teasing for the last month. And I think it would be a good idea to let the results speak for themselves. Ready for this? Bam! I got a VTuber of my lovely Jenster avatar. Look how gorgeous she is. Oh my goodness. Like, I can't get over this. This is just too adorable. Oh my goodness. So, I commissioned the wonderful artist Yummy Cactus to make me a VTuber, and I'll admit I was inspired to commission them after seeing the amazing work they did for Bree Draws, a artist that I actually follow regularly. Yeah, I felt Yummy's style fit Jenster very well, so I commissioned them roughly a month ago, or yeah, actually it was a month ago. They weren't able to start working on it until about a couple weeks ago, but I basically put a down payment on her a month ago, and she was well worth the wait. The communication was excellent, the art style and all the details are good. Look, she even put physics, or Yummy even put physics on my, oh, I disappeared. Where'd I go? Where'd I go? I disappeared. Come back. Hold up. Guess I needed a snooze. Hang on just a second. I'm camera shy. Hold up. Nope, I just disappeared off the face of the earth. Well, this is something. Well, it wouldn't be a Jenster video if things didn't go wrong. So let me see. I'll find myself somewhere. Stand by. Let's see. Yeah, let's try unloading the model and coming back in. Still gone. Well, hang on just a minute. Let's see. Let's try switching from Highwire to Jenster. Oh my goodness! Ah, it's an Eldritch Horror! She's broken. Bonitis. Hang on just a minute. Boop. Boop. Goodness gravy. Everything is busting like crazy. Oh my goodness. Well, if I can't get this fixed in a minute, then I'll just go right into the actual drawing. But I've played with the model before going live, and you know, she just looks amazing. All the colors are exactly the way I want them. The style is exactly perfect. There I am. Let's get me back on the screen. I think I just got to go a little easier on the rapid movement. I have to go through the parameters and fix the sensitivity on things so that she doesn't go flying because I'm moving too much. Okay, camera on. Okay, there's my face. Good, good. Turn that off. Alright, okay. Now let's try and put me back on the screen, shall we? Boop, there I am. That's much better. Alright. No more bonitis. No more disappearing off of the screen. Yep, the blinking's perfect. When I widen my eyes, the X's widen too, and it gives me a little, like, shocked look. Yep, this is perfect. So, pretty much this is what I'm going to be using for all streams from now on. Well, some folks said that the Highwire VTuber they had gotten a bit used to and liked it. Probably what I'll do is I'll bring Highwire back for like Fortnite live streams, because that's the skin that I primarily use. But my Jenster avatar will be used for drawing streams just like this, other games besides Fortnite, and probably some videos in the future. Like, I'm still gonna make those emotes that I was working on in past streams for something, but just look at her. She's so beautiful. I love her. Yep. The smile, the emotes, the eyes, it's just perfect. But, and as you can see today, we're going to be working on some art fights. I decided to take a break from the emotes and do something else I've been working on. I made a few for some people already, and I didn't want to do revenges on stream because I wanted it to be a surprise for the people that I'm making it for. So I decided to do art fights for characters in my bookmarks that I haven't started working on yet. So I'm gonna shrink myself just a little bit. Nope, not that one. Don't shrink that one. Hold up. I need to shrink me. Shrink. There we go. Shrink, shrink, shrink. And gonna stick me right over here. She does have hands, by the way, and a skirt. They're just hidden at the bottom. But I'm gonna just scoot myself right over here. Get nice and cozy. Oop. There we go. Perfect. Alright, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, the character that I'm working on right now, the one that's on screen, that belongs to a user by the name of Lemon Spiders. Their name is Floopnark, and I love that. They definitely look like a character that would be named Floopnark. But I really love the alien dinosaur thing going on. Okay, I'm gonna set up my stream on a second monitor so I can make sure things are going well, and so that I can read chat while I'm actually working too. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Right. Yep. So I also figured out that the constant movement of both the VTuber at the time and the background of my stream setup here was making things buffer really bad, so I slowed down the speed of the of that sort of like backdrop, and it seems to be working much better. Right, so let's get started on Floopnark. Yeah, after the stream I'm gonna put credits to all the characters, their artists, and their names, of course, in the description of the video so that people can check them out on their own. But I'm gonna make sure that while I am streaming that I say their name beforehand so that they're getting proper credit. Alright, first I'm gonna take this off purple because I could actually stand to see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's start with our rough like we always do. Yeah, for characters that are a bit easier for me to draw because they fit my style more, I do try to do full bodies for them. Not just for the art fight points, but also, you know, to put a lot of love and care into the result. So let's see. I wanna give them a full body. We'll start with their head up here. Let's see. Yep. So because we got a bit of a late start today, probably gonna have the stream go until 9 p.m. to give us enough time to work on stuff, because I would like to be able to do at least 2 art fights while on stream, while I, you know, want to give them a lot of love, detail, and care. You know, it's nice to see the finished product while talking to people, while engaging, you know, and it helps me get better at doing more complex drawing quicker, because that's a good skill to have. Let's see, so he's got a bit of a curvy neck that goes like this. Okay. Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, I gotta give Yummy a lot of credit for the expressions. They're exactly how I pictured in my head. I haven't made a full ref of Jenster yet, so some of the stuff that was hidden in the ref that I gave Yummy was hidden, of course, and hard to work with. But they were very patient. The communication was excellent, and like I said, the way that the X'd out eyes move and how the mouth opens and closes is exactly how I pictured it in my head. Like, it's incredible. I love it so much, and I really appreciate them. And, you know, of course, I'm going to be crediting Yummy in every video for the model, either in the description or outright in the video itself. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out PNGtuber, I think it's called Remix. It's basically a easier to navigate PNG 2 Plus. Like, the UI is a little bit easier to understand, and things like that. Because originally I was going to learn how to do that and make my PNGtuber a bit more complex, like make the emotes myself and have it be a bit more visually interesting than just opening and closing the mouth. But then I discovered Yummy through Bree Draws, saw like just how close, well, I don't want to say how close their style was to mine, because everyone's got their own style, but their style translated exactly how I liked to my style, and it's just incredible. I can't get over how good it looks. Yeah, because I've looked at the process, and I've looked at like bases that people have both sold and given for free, like Photoshop files that you can draw over, and then when you rig it in Live 2D or however you want to rig it, like, you know, it makes your art easier to rig, or you're basically just replacing assets to do your own. Like, in the future, for either other characters of mine, or maybe like a Jenster 2.0 if I ever need one, I'll probably make the art myself and then commission a rigger, because I'm not good with stuff like that. But I honestly doubt I'll need a Jenster 2.0. Like, this just looks fantastic. Like, I can't get over it. I think she's gonna stand the test of time. There we go, some leggies. Yep. Gotta give him that dinosaur pose. Let me shrink him a little bit. Shrink. Yep, there we go. This artist style, Lemon Spiders, reminds me a lot of Lilo and Stitch, especially with like the eye coloration. It's super cute. I love the idea of like an alien dinosaur. That's one of the things I love most about ArtFight, you know, like just an opportunity for artists to come together and be bros, essentially, you know, just make fan art for each other, get the creative juices flowing for their own projects in the future. Like, you know, I just think it's an excellent idea. Like, I'm very glad that um, I discovered it when I did. Because I had a bad habit in my first couple years of doing ArtFight. I had a really bad habit of like over promising, and then I only made like 3 pictures and couldn't like do revenges for anything anybody made me. This year I was smart. I started a couple days early, and I think this is either the 6th or the 7th ArtFight that I've done. Like, I bookmarked all the characters, probably a bit too many, but because I put them all in my bookmarks, I'm going to try and actually complete them. I gave myself a bookmark amount of the ArtFights that I wanted to do, and have been going through the bookmarks in order to stay organized and make sure I actually complete the art I intend to make. I lost my train of thought. I had a point. I think what I was trying to get at was, I prepared a little bit better this year so that not only can I make more ArtFights than I usually can, but also revenge more people than I usually do. Because I want to show my appreciation to people who take the time out of their day to actually attack me on ArtFight. I don't want to just take and not give back in some way. I at least always say thank you, to let them know that I see it and to show my appreciation for it. But I want to, I think I've gotten 6 attacks, and I think that's a reasonable number to revenge back. Probably what I'll do next year is give myself a slightly smaller ArtFight amount. Like, instead of, I think I bookmarked 20, and 20 is a lot, but I do plan on actually completing all 20. I'll probably bookmark either 5 or 10 on purpose and use the rest of the time for ArtFight to do revenges, depending on how many I get. Yeah. I say all that just to basically get to my point that I don't want to receive more than I can get back. And sometimes that's circumstantial, but it still doesn't hurt to try, right? I'm thinking of switching my live stream days or nights to Tuesdays instead of Thursdays, because I have a business contract with a person from my church, and they're more free on Thursdays for me to come over and work with them. I'm helping him build a website for his business, and he's usually more free on Thursdays, so instead of me being even more late than usual on Thursdays, I'm thinking about switching it to Tuesdays, because I still have the same amount of free time, and maybe doing it earlier in the week will help me not have work burnout, because Friday is my last day of the week, and then I have the weekend, so I might subconsciously be a bit more worn out on Thursdays, because it's the day right before my weekend, essentially. And especially if I'm going to be helping my church friend with their business, I don't want to either be late to working with them, and I don't want to be even more late to streaming now that I'm getting better at being consistent. So probably starting from today going forward, YouTube streaming during the week is going to be on Tuesdays instead, about the same time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So next week we'll give that a try, see if that helps with the organization, and we'll go from there. And plus it might help with not feeling so work tired close to the end of the week. Yeah. So, also for the sake of conversation, I've started the script for the next video that I'm going to work on. To repeat myself, the video is going to be on the do's and don'ts of taking commissions. I'm working on the section that's basically the magnum opus of the video, or the most major part, and I'm trying to condense it. Like, I'm trying to get my point across. I will gladly admit that I'm gonna eat my words, because I've been praising this, like, for the past, like, month as I've been trying to make the script for this video. The ultimate thing I'm gonna be talking about, which is how to write a terms of service, has been surprisingly hard to get across in a clear way, and maybe that's why, like, hardly anybody talks about it, or they tend to talk about how to make your actual art. I'm turning into a seal. But anyway, yeah, maybe that's the reason why a lot of artists aren't actually talking about TOS, or mostly talking about how to write your offers. I think that's what I was trying to say. So I'm trying to condense it without taking any of the point away, and that's proving to be slightly difficult. But I'm gonna keep working on it. It'd be nice if I could finish it for July. You know, it shouldn't take me as long as the How to Keep Your Art Safe video took. And I'm gonna be using my Jenster Vtuber instead of the emotes this time, just because they're not ready yet and I don't want to take as long. So that should free a little bit of time. Yeah, and I also figured out what I was going to talk about too. I think in the last stream I had the worst time actually thinking of the points that I wanted to talk about. But terms of service is the first one. I think one of them is learning how to give yourself time frames. You know, only doing what you know you can do instead of taking on too much and burning yourself out. Communication, of course. You know, stuff that comes in handy if you want to start commissions for the first time, especially. So that's the plan. The thing that I'm gonna have to figure out is how to record with my Jenster avatar. Like, because how I'm on OBS right now is the VTube Studio app that I'm using has a green screen, and I'm able to crop out the green screen on OBS. So I'm thinking what I'll do, I'll have to check and see if VTube Studio actually has a way to, record straight from VTube. If not, I'm probably going to record the green screen in OBS to make the video that way, and then just take the green screen out in the editing software that I use to put something on in the background, like a drawing or you know, some kind of visually interesting backdrop. I'm gonna have to take a peek at the plugin for OBS that allows you to record one widget separately from the rest of them, because I would love to record the footage that I do from the live streams and have them as the backdrops for future videos, but probably what I'll do instead is I'll record the art that I make in my my free time, so that it's a bit more polished and it doesn't have all the noise that I have to crop out. Yeah, just trying to branch out, just trying to boost my professionalism. My commissions actually have been going really well. Like, the commissions I get outside of YouTube videos and social media and everything like that. Like, I have been doing really well with my own commissions, which is part of what inspired me to work on the commission video anyway. Like, as I've said before, I've technically, by technicality, been doing art professionally for 10 years, but it's been its most professional, like most successful with networking and professionalism in general in the past 5 years. You know, and a lot of it is because I learned a lot of helpful tips much later in my commission journey that, while they would have been good to know earlier on, you know, I'm obviously not complaining that I learned them. You know, because I wanna be careful when it comes to making tutorial videos. I want to make sure that it's actually helpful information and not just like me saying, "Oh, look at me! I've been selling commissions for 10 years and I know what I'm doing, and you better listen to me because I'm perfect in this regard." Like, you know, because what artist doesn't want to make commissions? And especially with how many videos and advice there is on the internet, you know, where do you start? You know, my video will be like a drop in the sea, of course, but if my advice that has worked for me works for somebody else, then that's fantastic. You know, it was my dream once upon a time to do art professionally in any sense or fashion. You know, and I'm sure it's plenty of other people's, especially upcoming artists, I'm sure it's plenty of their dreams to do art professionally as well. So, you know, like, the more information you can get, the more tutorials, critiques, and all that good stuff that you can get, you know, the better. So, like, that's why I want to add to it. You know, I want to help people get to where they want to be, just like how other YouTubers did the same for me. And in a clear, understandable way as well. But that's the plan, at least. That's the plan. There we go. We got a tail going on now. Yeah, I got all kinds of ideas for videos. And plus, I think, because what I have discovered that I have to do, I don't do well reading directly from a script. I do better. There's two ways that I do better when it comes to how I read scripts. I either do better with bullet points that just get my point across and freestyling essentially, or sometimes, and I guess it depends on the time of day or maybe the energy I go for. Sometimes it helps me to write my scripts, even if it's word for word, exactly how I would say them, like exactly in my tone of voice. Because then, you know, I'm just talking at that point. It's not reading a script. It's literally what I would say. Like, and weird as it sounds, it surprisingly works sometimes. I had a point. Oh. I think the point that I was getting at was using the VTuber will probably help with the ad-libbing energy that I want to do. And like it'll give me something to look at, something to puppet essentially, so that I can see how the energy is going to look beforehand, and know exactly how much I need to add or take away. No, I think that was better the way I had it. You know, because this is slightly more straight on than the ref, so you would be able to see the actual haunch. Maybe I can just thin it out a bit at least. Little more. There we go. Yeah, maybe thinning it out a bit more would help. Let's see. There we go. probably gonna take a pause break at the 8:30 mark just so I can get a drink of water and have a stretch break. Because I have not been taking care of my back very well lately. Luckily, thank goodness, my husband and I are getting massages for our 2-year wedding anniversary tomorrow. And I am so looking forward to that. I need these knots to be unknotted. And, you know, it's self-done. You know, I sit at a desk and draw a lot, so after I get the massage, I'm gonna have to watch my posture a lot better. Let's see, a little more. Come here. That's a bit better. Right, and the feet are little nubs, so there's no separated toes like on a regular dinosaur. That makes things easier. Plus, honestly, I should take more stretch breaks during my drawing sessions anyway. It's not necessarily just posture, it's also how long I'm sitting at the desk in the first place. So, you know, maybe like every 30 minutes, just get up, stretch my back, maybe walk in a circle a little bit just to get the blood flowing, and then go right back to it. Because I'm not old, but I'm at the age now that when things stiffen and are slept on wrong and are not taken care of, they are felt for a while. So I needs to take better care of my body. Yeah. After getting my back worked on, I have got to be more aware of my shrimp mode. Maybe I should set an alarm on my phone, like every 30 minutes when I'm drawing, that just says shrimp check, and that's my inspiration to stand up and stretch. I mean, if it works, what's the problem? There we go. Need some belly. Just a little bit belly. Little bit of belly. Yeah. Going back to what I was saying earlier, while the YouTube streaming like this will probably be changed to Tuesdays, streaming on Twitch will remain on Saturdays. Tomorrow, instead of 10:30 like I usually do, I moved it to a bit later in the day because I'm going out for breakfast with my sister, and obviously family comes first. So if I can stream, I'll be streaming a little later in the day than usual. If I can't, then I might do like a makeup stream on Sunday or something. No, because like for the first time ever, for the most part, you know, things still happen, mistakes still happen and everything, but for the most part, I've been doing much better with consistency in streaming, at least, than I've done with anything like ever. You know, because ADHD, perfect chaos, stuff like that, you know, like I have the worst time when it comes to scheduling and project maintenance. I don't know what worked, but I'm glad it did, because my project maintenance, at least for live streaming, has been the best it has ever been. I have consistently been streaming twice a week for like the past month and a half, maybe even 2 months. You know, interacting with people, drawing, and doing what I've wanted to do for literally a decade for the first time ever, and doing it well. Like, not in a pat myself on the back way, I'm just acknowledging the progress that I've been trying to make and finally am making. You know, and that's what you gotta do every once in a while. It's not like bragging to be happy about, you know, accomplishing something that you've been working on for however long you've been working on it. You know, going cold turkey with something, breaking a bad habit, starting a good habit. Like, if you were actually getting to the point where you were making progress, you know, you should feel happy about it. You know? Well, and I want to be careful, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I have been talking about some slightly negative things like, oh, my back, but, you know, I still want to make sure the 99.9% of my content, especially streams, is positive, you know? Because something that I've struggled with in the past, and still kind of struggle with sometimes, is, like, being allowed to feel accomplished. Like, you know, because you know, sometimes it sticks in your head, like, you know, oh, don't brag about yourself, don't be selfish, don't, you know, put yourself in the spotlight. Like, you gotta love yourself, you know? And how else are you supposed to do that? I believe there's a time and place, of course, just like there is with anything else, but, like, pick something that you've accomplished, even if it was, like, weeks, months, or even years ago, something that you did for the first time, or, like, you've been working on it for a long time and you accomplished it, you know? You can give yourself a pat on the back without being attention-seeking, so that, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. In order to have, you know, good content creation, in order to have, you know, or not necessarily have, but in order to get the full-time art career that I want to have, you know, I gotta start somewhere. And one of the hardest things that I had trouble with, which was the timing, or which was the scheduling / project management, I'm finally doing well in a way that doesn't drive me nuts. And, you know, I'm very happy and thankful for that. You know, because, you know, I have a husband and I have parents and friends and family that have been trying to help me for years, you know, get better with this stuff, with advice, you know, and encouragement and things like that. And, you know, all of their help, as well as the help that I finally kicked myself in the pants enough to do, is working. It feels nice. It feels refreshing. But I think that's a, well, no, I was gonna say I think that's enough yapping about myself, but then I just would have proven, you know, exactly what I was talking about, and I don't want to do that. Nope. Good vibes only here. Everyone has bad days, but right now we are having good vibes. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. If not 2 art fights, I think I'm at least gonna be able to finish this one. I'll give myself a more reasonable goal that way. Yeah, that way I don't make myself feel bad if I don't get as much as I wanted to done. So I heard that there's a thing for YouTube live streams now that you can actually put up your own, like, be right back card, essentially, for your streams. I haven't seen that yet in my creator dashboard, but I have my own through Streamlabs. But it's almost time for the first shrimp check of the night, so I'll get to a good starting place. I think that tail needs to be a little bit thicker. I made it a bit skinny. Let's fix that. Because, like, it's very, very dinosaur-esque. It needs an itty bit more weight to it. Another good thing about my VTuber that I really like, because I have and it's also probably a contributor to my bad back, but I lean on the, it's not really an armrest, but essentially it is the way that my desk is positioned. I lean on the armrest of my desk while I'm drawing, And for the pack leader high wire VTuber that I had last time, it kept um it kept making her face go so far to the left. I just dropped my pen. Great. My VTuber is gonna wig out for a second while I pick that up. Actually, so that my VTuber doesn't wig out, why don't I do the first pause of the night? I'll be back in about like 10-15 minutes. Yeah, I'll finish my I'll finish my thought now, otherwise I never will. When I was using the pack leader high wire VTuber and I would lean really far over to the left, it would register it as being idle, and it would like make her kind of sag over like you know, like she was falling asleep on her shoulder. And it would make her eyes close, and like I would have entire streams like that because the face tracking registration was all messed up. But the rigging on Jenster is really good. Like, you know, she leans back and forth a little bit, but she's supposed to. And because there's no actual idle animation for her, like if I lean way over, like it's not gonna look weird. So that's nice. Yeah, that way it doesn't look like I'm sleeping the whole stream. Alright, I'm gonna take a itty bitty pause, just so I can stretch my back and maybe get something to munch on. I will be right back. I stood up, grabbed some water, stretched my back. All that good stuff, all that good stuff. Alright, let's get right back into this, shall we? Boop. Okie dokie. I can't remember what I was doing. There we go. Get rid of some of that. There we go. Okay. There. I think that's about the shape I want it to be. Alright, let's see. Let's see. How's it look without the roughs? A little messy in some areas. Let's fix that. I think the only thing I'm missing line art wise is the eyeball. I want to be careful about tangents. There we go. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, and this is the one drawback, and I'm sure that with enough messing with the parameters and sensitivities, my Jenster model has a bit of trouble blinking with my glasses on, and my prescription is super tiny. Like, I can still see without them, but they have blue light glasses in them to help with staring at screens for long periods of time. So it stinks to not wear them, but it's not the end of the world. I'm sure I can figure it out messing with the settings. I just don't want to mess with the settings on stream. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I think all he needs is an eyeball, and then we can get to the coloring, and maybe we'll have time for at least the line art for the next one. If not, at least getting this one done before the night's over would be good. So let's put an eyeball on him. Ooh, I have an idea. How about before the stream is over, I showcase a couple of the attacks that people have done for me. You know, give some credit to some awesome folks that took the time out of their day to draw my OCs. And also because the only place you can really see all of my OCs right now is ArtFight. I'm working on a new toy house that somebody gifted me, and all of the OCs from every social media I have and every series I have is going to be on the toy house, so that they're all in one place. I forgot why I mentioned that. Crap. What was my point? I forget. Shoot. What was my point? I can't remember. I think the point I was trying to make is I have lots of OCs from many different series and some different accounts too. So if people want to draw my OCs either for fan art or like for anything outside of ArtFight, they have to actually go to my ArtFight to get the references. So for any fan art after ArtFight, I'm going to finish the toy house that I got gifted, so they're easily accessible in a much more organized space. Yeah, the reason I have a second toy house is because my first one is for an old account name that I don't use anymore, and I tried to change the username, which you're allowed to do, but whenever I asked it to send a change request to my email, I would go in my email to look for it, and it wasn't there. Like, no matter what I did, I checked spam, I checked every possible folder I could think of, and I could not get a change request. And this is for Toy House that I'm talking about, not ArtFight. So I sent a ticket, you know, asking for help, like, is there a way this can be done manually, or what am I doing wrong? Never got an answer, so I'm like, well, crud, you know? I don't really want to keep using this name that I don't associate my business stuff with anymore. So I put out a Reddit inquiry asking if anybody knew any other, like, character websites, you know, places that you can put your character profiles and all that good stuff. And somebody answered and said, well, I've got a spare Toy House key if you want it. And I'm like, yes, please, that'd be awesome, thank you. So they gave me the key, and I made a new toy house for my current main/business, and, you know, plan on having all of my characters from every corner of the internet, old and new, in one place. Yeah, he's a little skinnier than he actually is on the ref. Let me see if I can add just a bit more belly. I know it doesn't have to be exact, you know, because obviously when you draw something in your own style, it's not going to be exactly the same as the owner of the character, but I want to try and stay as true to the character as I possibly can. You know, especially making sure stuff like the weight and the shape of things is accurate. I'm probably overthinking it, you know, but this is somebody's, you know, art baby. I want to be respectful of it, you know. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, just a bit more belly. Crap, my headphone batteries are low. I should be able to get to the time that I want with the charge that they have. They shouldn't die that quickly. I'll see if I can at least get the base colors done before we end the stream for the night. There's, I'm gonna test it out. There's also a plugin for VTube Studio that allows me to, put my VTuber on Discord, like, essentially use my VTuber for Discord calls. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I'm going to practice, because that would be really cool. You know, because I game with friends from time to time, and you know, not that I don't want them to see my face. I mean, I've met them in person, they know what I look like, but it would be cool sometimes when we're doing group games to have my VTuber on the screen. I'm going to attempt to play Overwatch with my VTuber on. The thing I'm a bit worried about is let me save this before it crashes. The thing that I'm a bit worried about with playing Overwatch with my VTuber, I'm using it through Steam, so I'm worried that having two game engines on at one time, essentially, is gonna overheat my laptop, so we're just gonna see if that's possible or not. If it's not possible to play with my VTuber, I'm still gonna play Overwatch, like, for my live stream tomorrow. Just either switch it to my, PNG tuber, because that's with an extension that doesn't take up too much space, or just not have a VTuber on screen at all. Because, you know, because I have Overwatch through the Battle.net thing, not Steam, even though it's available on Steam. Because if I am able to use my VTuber, I use VTube Studio through Steam, and you can't have two games going at the same time, as far as I know. So fingers crossed that it works, because I think that'd be really cool. But if it doesn't, you know, my VTuber will obviously work on console games and web games outside of Steam. Yeah, that looks better already. Because, another thing, well, I mean, I don't necessarily have to, sorry, tangent, I don't necessarily have to, end the stream just because my headphones die. I could always take another short minute break to stretch my legs again and put my headphones on the charger, just so that it'll last a little bit longer. I might do that. But, shoot, I shouldn't have gone on the tangent. I forgot what I was talking about. Crap, what was I talking about? Oh, okay, I remember now. Sheesh. Goodness, this brain of mine. That's why I want to make a more, visually interesting PNG tuber for situations like this, you know, where when I want to play games that are on Steam, I can switch to the PNG tuber so it still has a lot of mobility. Hello, Sad Ghost. How you doing? How you doing? Glad to see ya. Glad to see ya. Yeah, so that's why I still want to make a PNG tuber through Remix, so that if there's games that I'm playing on stream and I want to have my avatar on the screen, that I still can, and not be able to have my avatar on screen. I know what I'm trying to say, I'm just, the words aren't wording. Alright, I think that's good enough for the line art. I think we're ready for flat colors now. I love the design of this character so much, it's so cute. Yeah, what I was trying to show off in the beginning when I debuted my VTuber, before I shook so hard that I went into oblivion, these strings on my hoodie, the artist who did my VTuber actually gave them physics, so they swing when I go back and forth. It's cool. Let's see. Yep. We're greening the green guy, making him all nice and neon. Otherworldly, you could say. I don't know, maybe next year I might actually try to make a mass attack, like find a bunch of characters with a similar theme and draw them all together. I haven't actually tried a mass attack before. I'm worried that if I do that... I'm Sad Ghost, you are Sad Ghost, hello! Glad to meet you, glad to meet you. Yeah, I'm worried, that if I try to do a mass attack, that I'm gonna get too deep and, like, run out of time, and, you know, July is gonna be over and I'm not gonna have any, art fights to give anyone. So maybe, if I plan ahead, I can do that, but I like to stick to the individual art fight attacks because, you know, it feels more personalized. That's just my personal opinion. You know, I like giving each person I do an attack their own personal thing that they can hold on to. But a mass attack one of these days might be fun. Oh, I see what you meant. I'm so sorry. I read your comment literally. Your Sad Ghost on ArtFight if you need someone to attack. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm very good at that. I'm very good at taking things literally. You'll learn that about me if you get to know me long enough. But that's okay. I appreciate you giving me your ArtFight name. I'll have to check you out. There we go. They've been greened. Alright, next one. We need a yellow underbelly. Oh, I should probably do the stripes on the ink layer, make things easier. Nah, it's my bad, send it too early. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. You're over here like, I'm Sad Ghost, and I'm like, yeah, you are. It's okay. It's alright. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Alrighty, let's see. Let's get the stripes on that tail. There's 3. Okay. We need 1. Nope. Little too ahead. That one. Can I? Oh, too fat. Try again. This way. There. That's better. Yeah, because I might, you know, since this is a weekly stream, you know, and I want to make sure I'm actually getting ArtFight attacks done, I might do some more next week, too. But as I said in the beginning of the stream, I would rather do, straight attacks for people than revenges, because, you know, I want to keep the revenge a surprise. You know, the likelihood of the person whose OCM drawing coming to my stream and seeing me work on it is very slim. But that's just my thought process. I want to keep the revenges a surprise and do those in my personal time instead. Yeah, my headphone batteries are screaming at me. Let me see, My headphones, I bought them off of Amazon. They actually look exactly like the cat ear headphones my avatar has. There's a little voice, because they're Bluetooth headphones, there's a little voice that when my battery's about to die, will tell me battery low directly in my ears. But it can be a jump scare sometimes, because you're like, doo-doo-doo, just drawing, and then, like, this lady in a very posh voice all of a sudden, you know, especially if you're alone in your room in the dark drawing, it's like, battery low! And it's like, good lord, lady! But that's what she's doing, right now, so let me try to, get this done before it dies. Hold on. I'm checking my, settings to see how much I have left. 10%? Yeah, I think I can get this done before those run out. I just have to not get jump scared when the battery low lady, yells in my ear again. Yeah, the amount of times I've been jump scared by my own headphones is an embarrassing amount. But that's okay. That's okay. If I had Bluetooth headphones, I would want the voice thing to be freaking Ty Cook or something. Yeah, I wish I could decide what I want the voice to be. Like, because there are so many options that I would go with. Like, it's a pleasant voice. The voice itself isn't annoying. It's just the jump scare of it when you're not expecting it. You're not paying attention to the battery left in your headphones. There we go. Oop. Did it actually fill? Do I not have to do the lines? Let me see. I don't know. I don't know if I want to risk it. I'm just gonna fill it in manually. Better rather be safe, not sorry. There we go. There we go. Looking good. Looking fine. Nice little alien guy coming together real nice. There. Right? Let's see, you've got a little bit on your antennas up here. There you go. Okay. What else? Got your underbelly. You've got some on your little hands right here. Oh, a little too high. Try again. Right there. Okay. Oops. Oh, yep. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, my headphones died, so the music playing through my computer would pick up on my mic and it'd have a really bad delay. So I'm going to, because the art itself is almost done. I have just a few more spots I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna just temporarily turn off the music so I can finish the drawing, and then we'll call the stream itself a night as well. But that's okay. It lasted longer than I thought it would. But like I said, it wouldn't be a Jenster stream if things didn't go wrong. It's almost like that play, The Show Must Go On, or what was it? I can't remember. Like, it was a play about Peter Pan or something, and the shtick of the play was that things went wrong on purpose, and it would be the show must go on moment. Like, my live streams are basically exactly that. The craziest stuff will break, and because I'm already running an hour late half the time, I'm like, the show must go on. So same thing here, but we're about done anyway. So I'm gonna add the finishing touches to this, um, and then call the stream a night. Do do do. Oh, what am I doing? Why don't I just color select right here? Boop. Yeah, but like I said, at this point, at this, excuse me, words. At this point, the stuff that goes wrong is half the fun of the stream, because you watch the live stream, and you're just waiting in anticipation what's gonna break next. Like, you know, I've heard of some people doing like bingo cards for certain events, like game announcements, or like um silly stuff like that. Maybe I should start doing like a Genster bingo card of things that go wrong, and then whoever fills their bingo card out by the end of the stream will get like a free piece of art or something. I think that would be hilarious. I'm gonna put those dots up a little bit higher. Let's see, like right up here. There, that way you can actually see it on the face. Okay, let's do those stripes. Yeah, I'll have to think of things that will go on that bingo card, like Vtuber getting bonitis, mic problems, headphones dying midstream. Like, I think that would be super funny. Like, take make a joke out of what otherwise would be a frustrating situation and just make it fun. Yeah. Jenster's art zone bingo. Let's make it happen. Let's see. Yep, and they need one on the forehead. I'm gonna assume that's either a stripe or a circle. I'm gonna do it like kind of halfway, like this. because this is the only reference photo this character has, so I am not able to see all of the angles. So I want to make my best guess, but we'll go with a stripe to match the rest of it. And we got some spots on the neck like that. 1, 2, 3, I think. Yep, that looks about right. We'll add some more spots as well. Let's see, there's one up here. Yep, just like that. Or a little further out like this. Okay. And then some down here like this. Yeah, okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. It's looking good. It's looking really good. Okay. Do some stripes on the back. Like this. Oh, wrong layer. Yep, that's another thing I can put on the bingo card. Oop, wrong layer. I should. I think by next stream I'm legit gonna do that. Have like a PDF that people or a PNG that people can download, and if enough people play Jenster Bingo, that's how they can get a free piece of art. Take a little bit off the corner. Boop, 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 boop. There. Yeah, what else would go on the bingo card? Jenster says boop 10 times in a row, because I do that. Jenster loses her train of thought. Jenster goes on an entirely unrelated tangent and definitely loses her train of thought. Like, the fuel is endless. But I'm not being negative. I'm just poking fun. I do think that would be a really funny idea. Let's see. Jenster repeats the same tangent 3 times in a row. Jenster drops her pen. Yeah, all kinds of ideas that I think will work very well for that. Right. I think it's just about done. Just a few more spots in a couple places. Oh, I almost forgot the light green eyeliner essentially. Let's see, right here. Yeah, need some eyeliner, just like that. Ah, it's a little thicker than I meant. Let's fix that. There we go. Okay. Just like that. Good. Almost done. The green little dude is just about finished. We'll add a nice little backdrop to go with it. We'll post it. And then we'll do it all over again next week. Oh, a little too much. There we go. There. Okay. What else did I say? A few more spots, I think. We'll shave some of this off. There we go. Okay. Right. Surprisingly, I focus better without the music, but obviously a stream can get boring after a while without it. So for next week, I'll make sure everything is charged up. That way, my headphones don't die, and we don't have to put something on the bingo card. See a little spot right there. Another one over here, like this. Is there one on the... Nope, not one on the tail tip. But we'll put another spot right there. There we go. All right. Anything else before I add the backdrop? Why don't we shade it a little bit? We'll give it a bit of polish. We'll treat it really nice. Boop. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. right? We'll select the colors so that it doesn't go anywhere. We'll have the light source coming from the upper left corner, so the shading will start here. Okay. I'll shave some of that off. I'll go down here. I'm trying not to make people motion sick while I'm zooming in and out. I can handle it, but I don't want to give anybody vertigo. There we go. There we go. Bit up here. Some right. Whoops. Here. Yep, just like that. Boop, boop, boop. There. Oh, a little more. A little more. Itty bit more. There we go. Some right there. There we go. Okay. Nice, nice. Coming together. Okay. Some over here. Good deal. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It's coming together. There. Yep, now I'm in the zone. Now I'm adding all the extra details. There we go. A little bit right there. Right there. Okay. Yep, just like that. Okay. Right, and then some over here. Just like that. Right, some down the leg going this way. Okay. There we go. Nice and easy. Take some, whoops, wrong thing. Come back here. There we go. Okay. Right, a little more. Almost there. That can be another thing for the bingo. Jenster says almost there and then draws for another hour. Okay. Take a little bit off right there. Yeah. And a bit more. Yep, just like that. All right. Almost there. I think I just need to shade the tail. I'll do the backdrop in my free time. So that I don't take up any more time on the live stream. There we go. Okay, and then we lower the opacity. There we go. Beautiful. Oh crap, I put those spots on the wrong layer. Shoot! That's an easy fix though. That's an easy fix. We just take this, we draw, oops, careful. Take that off. We draw over that. Okay. Alright, and then we put those spots back on. Over this way, I think it was. Yeah. One of these, and then one of these, and one of these. And that. And alright. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks real good. Then I'll add the backdrop in my own time, and we'll end the stream right here. Right. Well, thanks everybody that could join us today. I'm so glad that you tuned in. Of course, if you liked what you saw and would like to support me, maybe give me a like, maybe a subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my Patreon for words. Check out my Patreon for membership rewards. I'll see you again next Tuesday. We're going to shoot for Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. We'll see if that helps me any better. And if you'd like to see me stream before then, join me tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but join me Saturday at about 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll stream some Overwatch. Love ya, bless ya, peace out.